Okay, welcome to Interzoid's Email Trust Score API. Just going to do a brief demo to show you how it works and how easy it is to incorporate into your various workflows. So, the API provides an intelligent email trust score from 0 to 99 that reflects the likelihood an email address belongs to a real person at a real business. So, the higher the score, the greater the likelihood that this is a legitimate person at a legitimate business. The scoring algorithm evaluates things like domain type, DNS health, mail server reputation, the local part, meaning before the @ symbol quality, the domain reputation, the structure of the email address and spelling, the name associated within the email address. Also checking various free email sources, free emails, Gmail, Yahoo, MSN, and so forth, affect the score. And of course, disposable email addresses have very little business value. Those affect the score. Things like that to help you qualify leads, prevent fraud, trigger business processes, and otherwise optimize your sales and marketing workflows, and to ensure that you're working with real people or real companies, at least to the extent possible, by analyzing an email address and making use of AI and various data sources to do so. So, for example, lead qualification. You can automatically score email addresses to identify the highest quality prospects versus, say, disposable or low quality contacts for better targeting. Even business process categorization. If you've got a higher quality lead, maybe you want to extend a larger or longer trial versus a low quality contact. You may not want to do so. That could just be somebody creating multiple accounts and so forth. And of course, fraud prevention is very important. You can identify suspicious email patterns. Disposable addresses are often used for fraud purposes. Otherwise low quality contacts at potentially suspicious business domains and so forth. You can identify these before they enter your marketing and sales workflow. So here you can see, you can go to the actual API homepage, the email trust score page. You can see some sample results, a score associated with it. And the nice thing is, not only does it give you a score, it gives you the reasoning behind the score. And then, of course, some other details, samples, how to use it, the exact API calls to make if you want to use it within an API. You can also use this within our various products and so forth. And so let's go to, here's some more examples on the product page just to kind of give you an idea. And one of the things that we can do, we can try this API interactively, and we can also do it in batch mode. Say we want to try it with 100 or use it with 1,000 email addresses and score the entire file, or database table or whatever it happens to be. You can use these APIs in batch mode without code. Just click a button. The APIs are called behind the scenes, and you can score an entire data set to weed out low quality contacts, maybe before a campaign, whatever the case may be. So when you do try it now, it brings you to an interactive page, so you can try this API without having to write any code. Now, of course, you'll need an API key, because this is how we track usage, and you get free trial credits and so forth. So if you go to interzoid.com, simply sign up. You'll be given an API key. Some menu items here, get an API key, and that will help you get the API key so you can use it. Once you have that in place, in this case it's masked so you can't see it, simply enter the lookup value, the email address, and click Get Email Trust Score. It's going to call the API. Okay, and for this particular email address, we're going to get a score of 68. The reasoning is it's a free webmail domain. It's a realistic person name pattern, but a legacy domain that's no longer actively issued. Just some various reasons why the score would be lower than, say, the 80s or 90s. You can do with it. You might want to reject anything under 30. Consider anything over 85 a high quality lead. Whatever it is you want to do. Another example, let's try something. In a web lead form, for example, you might get something like Maria Ramirez at adobe.com. That's a business domain. This is kind of the pattern that we like to see, first names and last names rather than numbers and random characters. As part of an email address. And of course, this is a business domain. So let's see what we get here. Click again the button. And you can see in this case, the score is 92. This is a corporate domain from an established Fortune 500 company with valid DNS infrastructure. It's got a good first dot last name, naming pattern, and several other strong business legitimacy indicators, active website, and so forth. And so that's a high score of 92. So that's a higher quality lead. And then, you occasionally, if you see all these email addresses, you'll see stuff like x57ysa at tempmail.plus, for example. We get a lot of, you can imagine how many of these appear in web forums and so forth. Not a very high value contact. In fact, a very low value. Not one you want to spend any time on or grant free trials to or anything like that. And so let's get the email trust score. In this case, we've gotten a 5. It's a identified, disposable, temporary domain, random character string, just every hallmark of a very low quality contact in the type of email address that fraud would typically emanate from. And so again, using this try.interzoid.com interactive API caller to see how this API works, you can simply try these emails, and then you can of course automate or integrate this into your workflow, or using the batch capability, you can go to and run entire data sets and score them accordingly. Maybe you want to eliminate low quality leads from lead data sets or sales customer data sets, whatever the case may be. So you can take advantage of this trust score in a lot of different ways, and of course, you ideally want to be able to reduce fraud as much as possible. So that's the concept. You can try it out. Here's again the API detail page. Visit us at interzoid.com, and if you have any questions, contact us at support@interzoid.com, and we'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and again, let us know if you have any questions.